Okay, for the division of decimals, how do we go about in dividing decimals? We have just seen multiplication of decimals. So let me give you a number to divide by another number, and I'm going to be using lone decimals. So I'm going to have now 12.443 divided by 2.3. Okay, now when we are dividing this number divided by this number, note carefully, this is your numerator, this is your denominator. Okay, so you will set this up in the long division format. So I'm going to be using the long division format to work with this. So I set it up. This is the long division, or this is the division symbol. I put 12.443 on the inside, 2.3 goes on the outside. Now whenever I'm dividing such numbers, what you need to do is to get rid of this number here being decimal. Okay, so how do I get rid of that? Well, I'm going to move this decimal point to my extreme right of this number. So if there were three digits here, I'm going to move it 3 places. So let's move it. So this is 1, and whatever I do outside here, I must do it here. So I move this also 1. Okay, so now let me rewrite this problem here so it doesn't jumble up all of the working. I'm going to write this problem to be now 124.4323, and this number divided by this number is the same thing as this number divided by this number now. All right, so 12.443 divided by 2.3 is the same thing as 124.43 divided by 23. Why? Because we have moved the decimal point the same amount of spaces. So we start. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to be using red to show the working from this point because we have moved our decimal. So that's the first thing you need to do. So we start. Our first digit here is 1, so 1 divided by 23 can't, so therefore this is empty, there is 0. So you need to take the second digit now, combine them, and that is 12 now. 12 divided by 23, that can't either because 12 is less than 23. So you have 124 now divided by 23. Wait a minute, 124 divided by 23, well, 23 can actually go into 124 for 5 times at least, right? Because they are 23 can go into 100, say 4 times, and into 124, that's another one, so that gives at least 5 times. So let me put that 5, and that 5 will go above the last digit that you are combining. Notice good, 124 will give me 5, so I now say 5 times 23, 5 times 3, 15. Put 5 here, carry the 1. 5 times 2, 10, and 1, 11. So you put that 11 there, and you draw your line, and you will subtract. Now 4 take away 5, that can't, so we need to borrow 1 from the 2, and that becomes 1, and we add 1 to the 4, that now becomes 14. So 14 take away 5, that gives me 9. 1 take away 1, that's 0. 1 take away 1, that's 0. So now I'm going to bring down the 4, and that stays right here. Okay, so notice the decimal point is right here, so you are to write the decimal point right here on top also. 94 divided by 23, well, 23 can go at least 4 times there, all right, because 4 times 20, that gives me 80, so approximately we have 4. So we put 4 here now, and 4 times 23, that gives us 4 times 3, 12, 2, carry 1, 4 times 2, 8, and 1, 9. So we do the same process again, subtract. That gives me 2, 0, bring down the 3, 23. 23 divided by 23, that gives me 1. 1 times 23, you get 23, and you subtract again. So you end up with 0 now. Therefore, we can say that 12.443 divided by 2.3 is equals to 5.41. This is what we will be working with in the exponents, because you will have a decimal divided by a decimal to get another decimal. So this is just a review of the division of decimals. Notice, compared to multiplication, we added the decimal amount of places here and the amount of decimal places here, and then we move the decimal point. In division, we don't do that. We work out the problem, but we keep the decimal in alignment. Okay, and that is how we do the division of decimals.